It seems as though because it's just that one specific port, it's not going to have huge global ramifications. How does this fit into the broader context of just general rising shipping rates because of various bottlenecks and various events that have happened this year that have helped propel freight rates so much higher?
Well, the problem is that an issue like this, had it happened any time in the past 10 years, it would have been an annoyance and a problem for those immediately impacted. So the ships calling the port of Ningbo, or rather that specific terminal, and those boxes that are waiting to get out. But for the rest of the system, there wouldn't really be a problem because we've had 10 years of oversupply. But now for the past year, the entire system's been stretched absolutely thin. So we have no slack whatsoever, which means small incidents very quickly become big incidents, and big incidents becomes devastating. Now, the port of Ningbo is an incredibly important hub. If the entire port was closed down, which of course is a risk when you have at least one case in the port, that would be pretty disastrous. We had Yantian in southern China close in late May, early June, and that had very, very significant ramifications and forced up freight rates even higher. If Ningbo was to close, well, Yantian was the seventh largest port. Ningbo is the third largest port when we look at number of vessels. So certainly a much heavier toll. So if right now it's a local problem, but it could very quickly become a systemic problem.
And Alan, when we talk about or think about the magnitude of the price impact, I'm reading some reports suggesting that container prices from Shanghai to Los Angeles up more than 220% over the last year to over $10,000 over the last week. What's the kind of magnitude of the increase in prices we could see if the situation escalates?
Well, honestly, nobody knows. And any person who claims he knows that number just proves how little he knows. So I'm not going to venture a guess. You can say, of course, there's an upper limit, and that's a question of, what's the value of the contents of the containers. Right now, at 10,000, that's the pure base price ocean port-to-port price. It doesn't take into account that you actually have to pay substantial surcharges just to get an empty container. You have to pay substantial surcharges just to get a space on a vessel. Some cargo owners will be seeing freight rates of $15,000 at least, and the rates going inland. So that's if you're going purely, let's say, Shanghai to Long Beach. But if you actually want to go into Chicago, rates are high. So we're hearing that people are paying $25,000. Could they go to 100? It's not impossible, but at that point, half of the cargo certainly won't move. So the point is, we've reached far past the level where every sane person a year ago was said freight rates will never move to that. We're 3 points past that, and we could certainly go higher if a major node like Ningbo or Shanghai or Singapore, God rest it, would end up closing. So I don't want to venture what freight rates will be, but if one of these major hauls close, one of these major hubs close, then certainly they would go up. And not only that, it could also impact, of course, the prices of the goods. So right now, we're talking about the pure freight rate cost going up. But if for example, production stops, well, then production costs go up and the cost of goods go up. So there's a lot of scary scenarios. Right now, it's manageable, but a wider spread in China would be devastating for importers.